Hi Virgo, welcome to For Your Spirit Healing. This is going to be messages for you, for your highest good, for the last 2 weeks in March 2023. Ooh. Ooh. I feel you are feeling self-defensive in a very close relationship you have with someone. It may be that something about that relationship triggers you, and you're looking at how that trigger causes conflict, and feel like you've missed out on something beautiful, or you're just disappointed on how things transpire. Maybe you've had an argument with someone you're close to, or there's some kind of missed opportunity around a love affair. Oh, how interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's a missed opportunity, and it's caused something to be stuck, or you're not able to look at it, or you're looking at it, but you don't feel to blame. So it might be that the other person has triggering or issues, or has behaved defensively. So I feel like you are focusing on work, or you are you're open to receiving advice, and you're taking the advice to nurture yourself, and to mend your heart, to do some healing. So inner healing work around triggering issues when it comes to close relationships, or missed opportunities in close relationships, that leave you feeling judged, or leave you feeling like you can't judge it. Maybe you don't feel impartial, and that's why you need to seek help outside of yourself. And this has left you at a crossroads, weighing up the pros and cons of in the practical world, desiring to be in relationship and share your life in that manner, but also weighing it out between that when you're on your own, it's more peaceful. There's no conflict or challenge within that. You just you only have yourself to contend with. So you're taking a really deep look at that aspect. Being in relationship versus not being in relationship, because when you're not in relationship, you're only in relationship with yourself. So and there are also some trusted friends, or maybe family members, or who you are leaning on for support, who you feel are a great comfort to you at this time. These are people who are also in your star cluster. They're your like soul family. So if they're not your immediate family, there might be people who are like sisters or brothers to you. And you're looking at taking your time to create stability through this healing. and create a more solid foundation and structure to how you approach relationship. Wow. And I think in doing that during the last 2 weeks of March, you're freeing yourself, and you're able to take a lighter approach and spin things in your favor. Wow, that's really nice, Virgo. Good for you. So by the end of March, wow, that's great. By the end of March, you will be discovering or looking at what you tend to walk away from in conflict, from things that are triggering, and you may be really bravely facing them or opening up in some way that is very freeing. And maybe about the Six of Swords in reverse, please. Ooh, I feel like instead of walking away from conflict or having like a knee-jerk reaction to discord or arguments, you're approaching it as an opportunity to learn more deeply about yourself and how you react or behave, and looking to use it as a growth opportunity and make changes. And in making those changes, I feel like it's landing you in a position of a more mature approach with how you handle your heart and things that upset you. I feel like you're leaning into contemplation and getting the messages from the silence. So more time meditating, more time in an introvert manner is helping to steer your course in a lucky direction. And also there's a strong element of recognizing your own value and working on that in an esoteric way. So I feel like when you're doing your meditation, however that looks for you, even if it's just sitting on the toilet and thinking about life, however meditation looks for you is different for everyone. And it doesn't have to be silent. It can be an action. It can be riding a mountain bike, or breathing, or doing yoga, or it could be anything. Brushing your hair if you have some. You're deepening your connection with yourself and your spirit, the spirit of life, and that in turn is strengthening your heart, and you're doing a self-honoring practice, and your self-honoring practice in the next couple of weeks is really good for you. And I feel like it's pushing your manifestations forwards, the things that you really desire to see change in your life. I feel like they are going to change, and the steps that you're taking towards those changes They may not happen overnight, but they've been happening I feel they've been happening steadily for the past year. And now if you reflect and you look back at where you were last year versus where you are now at the end of March, you'll see the changes, and you'll see where you're headed clearer. And there may be some travel involved. I keep looking at that boat, so maybe you're going to get on a paddleboard or on a kayak or on a boat or something like that. Will happen in March for you. So have a lovely last 2 weeks in March, Virgo. Mwah.